am just grateful to this space for always being able to come together in these times of sorrow and sadness, but also moments to remember why we are here. And so I'm so grateful for what all those who have offered on tonight. I stand with you, and I also am deeply grieved. And let me just say, damn near fucking ready to fight at what's happening in Gaza right now. And I say that from my heart tonight, so y'all hear me, because there's no way that we can say that God is on that side of allowing innocent people and children to be killed. So tonight I come really angered on behalf of the God that I know, who believes in justice and righteousness and who stands with the oppressed. And so not only does God feel that way, I thank God for the spirit and the work and the witness of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who coined one of my favorite quotes. And I'm gonna read it for you tonight. And so it says, I choose to identify with the underprivileged. I choose to identify with the poor. I choose to give my life for the hungry. I choose to give my life for those who have been left out of the sunlight of opportunity. I choose to live for and with those who find themselves seeing life as a long and desolate corridor with no exit sign. This is the way that I'm going. If it means suffering a little bit, I'm going that way. If it means sacrificing, I'm going that way. And if it means dying for them, I'm going that way, because I heard a voice say, do something for others. And I just believe tonight in my sanctified mind that Dr. King heard God telling him that you must speak truth to power. You must speak and say that God is not on the side of empire. And that is what I always think about with Dr. King. He was truly not a chaplain of the empire, but a prophet of God. And so in this moment, we are in need of more prophets to rise. And I think about our dear ancestor now, Brother Carlton Pearson. I'm so glad Mama Ashira lifted him up tonight, because we lost him about a week ago. And he was put out of the church and was called a heretic. And Renita Weems, who is one of the greatest womanist theologians, said a heretic is just a prophet before their time. And so Carlton Pearson was a prophet before his time, because he talked about the gospel of inclusion. He talked about God not being one who would send people to hell. He said, this is the hell we living in right here on this earth. This is hell. So if it's anything worse than that, we don't want to serve a God who is going to put us in a place worse than this. And so ultimately, who Carlton Pearson was a prophet who stood up to his time and said, no, God is a God of inclusion. God is one who loves the LGBTQI plus community. God is one who loves our trans family. God is one who loves the poor, because hell, we know Jesus was the originator of the Poor People's Campaign. Did he not tell us in Luke 4:18? I won't say it to you because I'm sure y'all already know it. But on tonight, we understand that Jesus came to be that model, just like Carlton Pearson said, that God was one of inclusivity, not exclusivity. And so tonight, as we are here to remember Jesus and why he came to this earth, we must remember. And I mean this with all of my heart tonight, family. I'm so serious and so committed to this, even the more myself, is that we must stand up and speak and be prophets in this time. We must know that in this moment, that it was just not Dr. King's work that needed to be done. It was just not Jesus's work that needed to be done. It was just not Carlton Pearson's work that must have been done. But it is for us to do the work. It is for us to want to include each other and to love each other. That is the thing in this moment right now that is missing. We are not showing forth the loving kindness that not only did Jesus talk about, but the prophet Muhammad talked about, who also Buddha talked about, who also, if you think about Confucius and so many other great philosophers, said that love was the common denominator. And so tonight, as we are in this Advent season, it means nothing if we don't see that we are called to be the hands and feet of Jesus in the earth and to show love. And so I'm really, really grateful for all of us being here tonight. But I know that I'm speaking to the choir. I know I'm speaking to those who are out there sparing not, speaking loud and sparing not. I know y'all are the John Baptists or the Johnisha Baptists or those who are out in the public square saying, we will be buried in our grave before we allow for injustice to prevail. But I know that all of us are connected to other people. And so it's time for us to take our voices and our messages even louder and even clearer and to say that God is not pleased in this moment. No, God is not on the side of terror and war, because we know that God was always speaking in the books of the holy ones. I will say from Micah to Amos to Habakkuk, all of them, it was always about do justice, love mercy, and to walk humbly with our beloved God. And so tonight, that is our call. We got to do justice. We got to step it up. We got to make it so that when people think they can get away with some shit, they know they can't try it, because there are people who are ready to stand and to stand firm in our convictions and know that God is calling us to be the ones, just like Jesus, just like Carlton Pearson, and just like Martin Luther King Jr., because we are choosing to stand on the side of the oppressed. And when we stand, I just believe with all of my heart, nothing can stop us. May we go forward in peace and power, but knowing that God is with us and that we will win. Believe it, know it, and embody that, because God is with us.